Other than Gary, I don't know. My late uncle happened to be named Gary as well, and he died before I ever got to meet him. But he was an oil driller. Uh, yeah, I used to drill oil. Well driller, sorry. They used to drill wells and things. But oil as well. Yeah, yeah, he was. What's it called? He was out in Alberta for work. I suspect some foul play because supposedly they were on their well driller or whatnot, and they were drilling this gigantic such and such, and then his guy that was supposed to be watching them went somewhere supposedly, and then his clothing, when he was whatever happened, his clothing had gotten caught in the machine supposedly, where he couldn't escape it, had pulled his clothing all the way in, and then had crushed him completely or whatever. And to me though, I think he got pushed in. Honestly, is what I had said before. Uh, I wasn't even alive back then. That's the risk you take, but that's one thing I knew from the get go to watch my back around these ones, even the ones that you would think are your brother and sister. But at the time, especially then, you would trust your brother and sister, or say your fellow employee when you're well drilling. Who knows what, or whatever. But no, he was nothing but body parts at the end of it. It tore him all up and things. That was my uncle. Killed drilling for oil at Many Berries, Alberta, in the hands of his dear son of Tom and Margaret. Tom is my grandfather. And he also passed away some years after that in an atrocity accident too, or whatever. Thomas Charles Slote, my grandfather. He was born in 1928 in Toronto, Canada. And I got an uncle Leonard Thomas Slote. We're a bunch of Thomas Slotes, because my name's Thomas Slote. Leonard Slote, he was born in Essex, Northbridge, Essex, Ontario, and he died in Toronto in 1986. He was married to the Stevensons, the Stevenson woman. Mother's name was Mary, and my uncle's father was also named Thomas Slote. Wow, we got a lot of Thomas Slotes. Me, and then like a lot of them, and more than I ever thought. I thought it was just my grandfather. But it's my grandfather has Thomas Slote in his name. My dad has Thomas Slote in his name. My uncle Leonard has Thomas Slote in his name. My some other families, another Thomas Slote, Thomas Simeon Slote from England in 1855. He came from England, one of my ancestors, and then he died in Windsor, Essex in 1917. Benjamin Slote, he came from Stanground, England, and he died in Derbyshire. Thomas Charles, he died, or my grandfather got his master plumber with Agricultural College in Guelph. in 1960. Baby Slote, you know, we had a stillborn. Evelyn, then the Stevenses, they were married in through Leonard or something, one of my uncles. Walkerville. You know, I thought I had to pay for the ancestry and I paid all this money. But it turns out no, it's already done. So now I get it. Like ancestry was already completed. But I wanted to make my note on my ancestry that I'm a notable figure. So that's why I spent so much money to make that happen. Because I am a notable man, believe it or not. Enough to where I had the money to do such with those very expensive photos and things. That's why I did that. See, Mr. Leonard, my uncle, was also very notable, and so was my grandfather and many others, but they weren't as notable in modern technology as I am. But my notability credits them because that is my forefathers, the ones that the reason why I'm even alive, and mothers. Like Evelyn Lola, who is a Slote. She was born in 34. She just died in 2010, 10 years ago. And I never got to talk to her, unfortunately. But she was a kindergarten teacher in Toronto. And that was so she would have been my great aunt or something like that. She was the mother to my great uncle Leonard. So I've heard people say I'm not from Toronto, but you better go do your research because my whole family, it doesn't matter anyway, because it's just a city. But no, my whole family ancestry is Toronto, England, and everywhere around Ontario and Canada and everywhere that you thought you stomped on too, or whatever. And there's plenty of room for many people to be stomping. But But thanks for pushing me to find out my family history. There isn't many of us left. It's really just me and my father. I happen to have enough strength to be considered to be, well, I'm about the strength of five men. Five of these averages or whatever. And Pembroke, Ontario, Canada was where Hannah was born in 1901. Hannah Margaret Cora Stevenson. Guess who's a Stevenson? Merkules. So guess what? Me and Merkules are related at marriage, ancestrally. His name is something Stevenson. And well, actually, more than that, because, well, I think I got mixed. No, with my uncle. I don't know, but we are related to the Stevensons at least by marriage. So that's why people are like, why does he look like me? Why is this? Why is that? Da-da-da, da-da-da. And some people just don't get it and all that. Well, it's because, no, I'm actually family, and I've said it over and over and over again. Oh, he's actually family, like real family, not just say he's family, not just like, hey, yo, fam. Like, do the ancestry like we're actually family. To like the marriage, to the reproduction, to the genetics, to the ancestry. And I was just down in the United States learning for a long time. Nobody really knew about me. I came back a long time ago. People started getting up on me or whatever, and I just, it's like natural. Of course, I rose. When you're a Stevenson, when you're a Sloat, and when you're actually who you are and all that, Perron, whatever, you're actually from Canada and shit. It stands out a lot more, you know. Anyways, no wonder we have three characteristics the same because my family mixed with those Stevensons. People don't get it because a lot of if we listen to our parents. We always listen to our parents. Like, hey, they know the best. But guess what? Our parents didn't have the technologies we have. They weren't connected like we're connected with the Facebooks and the ancestry, everything right here where we can just pull it right up and da da da. They didn't know how close. Yeah, all the Smiths are really family. All the Heaths are really family. All the parents and the Sloats and the Thompsons and everything and blah blah blah. They're all family. Trudeau's, if there's many, it's like they're all family. But guess what? Trudeau's related to me through the Perron. They were family through ancestry to the Trudeaus because the Trudeaus, there's not many T's.